Is it difficult for you to attract the right team members, the ones that are the perfect fit in terms of personality for the job? Or if you do have someone, it's difficult for them to do the job right, or they're not staying for you long, or the communication in the team is not going properly, then I'm going to show you the most important framework that I have learned for personality to make sure the right people are in the right seats, and also how you can use this to make your offering, your business more attractive to your clients and ideal customers. Alright, here's our personality colors template, and a lot of this is based, you probably know the DISC personality type, and also the 4 colors based on the book Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erickson. Super powerful concept. First of all, you need to understand that there's basically 4 personality types. You have people that are more task-oriented or issue-oriented, and people that are more relationship-oriented. And then you have people here on the x-axis which are either extroverted, active implementer, or they're more introvert, passive, reserved. And this then brings up the 4 main colors. So people task and extroverted are red, people which are blue are task but more introverted, and relation-oriented and introverted are green, and extroverted and relation are yellow. And this then makes up this whole combination we go to in a second. So why is it important that you know these personality types and also go into it into much more detail here? Is because it will allow you to quickly identify who is the right fit for the position you're hiring for. And you don't have to do long personality tests. You can actually, with this trick that I'm going to show you, very quickly screen for that in the hiring process and save your time. Okay, so you needed to attract the best candidates for the roles, culture fit for your company, efficient communication, no misunderstandings, people don't take things personally, teamwork gets improved, and also 2 bonus points here. In your messaging for your target audience, you should attract the ideal clients by asking yourself, okay, if I am targeting this specific target audience, where are they on the color spectrum mostly? What resonates with them? You know, what is their motives? What drives them? And then you use these words and the copy that has the similar color tone in posts and stories. So the type of words you're using, the sentences you're using, the facts and numbers you're showing, all of that in your posts, stories, in your whole messaging, you align with that and it resonates much more with your audience and increases conversion. And the final point is it helps you to understand your own tendencies. We see that in our coaching a lot. What holds you back from reaching your goals? So for example, some people, they are way too blue and they overthink things way too much. They don't take enough action. They need to be a bit more on the red side. Some people are a bit too yellow and they're, for example, just having tons of ideas and always like new shiny objects, and they don't do one thing consistently enough. So they need to be a little bit more moving to the blue side. And the same thing counts for others. So when you understand that you're too much of one color and you're too extreme, it helps you understand in what direction you should develop a little bit to not be held back and hit your goals faster. So first of all, before we go into those, everybody of us has usually one dominant color. And also then there is usually one other color that you have some parts from. So you can pause this video right now and you can actually look here and you can say, okay, what are the top 5 words I resonate with the most? And already some people say like, okay, you resonate more with like influence, enforcement, power, strength, and others more like order, stability, more like harmony, more like inspiration. But then look within these, look at these words. And for, a lot of people, they resonate more with like some words on some color spectrums, and that then is usually at most dominant color. So for me personally, I'm on the blue-red side. So I resonate a lot with competition, success, and also things like perseverance and courage, achievement. But also these words here, you pro from consistent scaling and performance, our business. I mean, just the fact of consistency here, discipline, structure, making sure that you're also tenacity and honor is important, right? So everything on the purple spectrum here, red, purple, blue, this is really on that side I'm here, okay? And so check out what's most important for you. You might be a bit more yellow. You might be also here some green elements. And usually a lot of clients we work with, they are also on the red and blue scale, similar like me, red, orange, red, purple, like along these lines as well. And this makes you understand already your tendencies, right? What describes you the best. And now then what we would do, once you know this, you then understand, okay, this is maybe my most dominant color and I have maybe one more, okay? Some people have 3, but most people have two main colors that represent them, okay? And then, the book Surrounded by Idiots from Thomas Erickson is really good on this, gives you more details. And then here we created a complete training how you can go ahead and identify these people and understand, okay, how to identify a red person, what are strengths and weaknesses, how to communicate to a red person, how to deliver bad news, how to manage stress, and then roles they will excel at. So if you're about to hire, you would go into this here and you, for example, say, hey, video editors, creative people, usually you get people that are yellow. Then for green people, ideally the roles they excel at is HR, perfect HR person. Blue are your typical media buyers, technical researchers, CRO specialist, okay? And then red is typically your best person to go on is sales. Then you can already see where we are going with this. And so for blue, for example, let's say you need a marketing analyst, digital marketing analyst, like a media buyer, for example, or other positions you might need a little bit more of another color. Let's say for a CRO, they might need a little bit of some other colors as well. Or let's say you take someone that wants to work in a client-facing role, then you need also some people skills here, some green in there, and that they are also good at talking to people. So that's very good that you understand sometimes the best mix is a little bit of both. So how to identify someone that's blue? So they usually put a lot of attention to detail. They like to think and discuss abstract concepts. Usually they are people who like playing chess, playing strategy games. They care a lot about logic. They're very rational, care about facts, even maybe a bit arrogant even, or a bit reserved. They look a bit cold, focus a lot on details. So that's how you can identify usually blues. And then strengths here, analytical, detailed, logical, patient, structured, organized, but they might be too perfectionistic. These are the weaknesses, tend to overthink things. So that's why you need to know their strengths and help them also then to give good guidance so they can overcome these weaknesses. And here we have communication, facts, figures, numbers, how to deliver bad news. When giving criticism, be factual, give them detailed reports. So for them, it's all about facts, figures, numbers. And then this is how you can make them manage their stress, give them good feedback, and so they can work to the highest standard. That's really important for them. And these are the roles they will excel at. And we have created this for the green position here, how to identify them. And we have created this also for the yellows and for red people. Let's maybe take as an example a red person, and then you can quickly see what we mean here, how to identify that. So they care a lot usually about money, luxury, status, objects. Think like really money, cigars, Lambo, Dubai on the extreme side, Hormozy, Andrew Tate in Germany, the Bauliks, and then other guys that are very status and money driven. This is like usually very red up here. So everything in this area, anything that resonates with these things are usually people that have strong red elements. They love competition, they want to be the best, which for sales is ideal. So you want to have someone who resonates with these words in these areas. Strengths are here goal-oriented, decision makers, competitive, efficient, focus on result. The only thing is the downside usually is that they don't focus so much on feelings or relationships as much. They can be seen as aggressive, and they might not be tolerant much in the team. So that's important to balance that out and make sure that the team communication is aligned, so that red people are not, if they work in a team with green people, are not causing problems in the communication. So that's why they would need to adapt a little bit. The green would need to adapt, and they would get a little bit closer. People always ask us, okay, what do you do to make sure that the communication goes better? Who would adapt? And usually it's like this. The biggest tip I can give you is when you create a directory of your people, when someone comes on board, they should have a card for everybody, and they should be able to go through that and quickly see what the colors are of the team members, especially the people they work with closest and the ones they communicate in the managers. If you know, oh, my manager is mostly red-blue, you understand, okay, he will be more direct in the communication. I get it. And then you can communicate on the first few meetings what personality colors you are, how you would like to be communicated to, what works best, and then you can find a common ground. Usually the biggest problem is people don't know about the colors, don't have it in mind, don't adapt the communication style and then like, oh, he's so aggressive, why would he say it like this? Or this person is wasting my time, it's not getting to the point, and you only create misunderstandings. So this is super important to fix this, okay, and adapt the communication. So for red people, how to communicate, clear, concise, straight to the point. Don't do long conversations, stick to the facts instead. Be respectful and show that you're working to a common goal. How to deliver bad news to reds, be direct, honest, and concise, super important. How to manage their stress. They actually they can have stress if it's really high pressure situation, but usually when they have a clear plan and you give them the support to succeed and you give them some competition and big goals and clear numbers to hit, that's where they're thriving, you know. Now, the most important question you might be asking now, how do I use this to make sure that I'm attracting the right people? And here's the trick. What I do is I would take this color map here and I would put it into the hiring process. Then you have the job post and you have the ad, and the ad leads to people click on it. It already uses the wording that you want to attract here. And then people click on the ad and they should land to a type form or jot form. And then you have a screening questionnaire that they're filling out. And then they talk about their experience, their skill, whatever, why they want the job. And then at the end, I like to include that and ask, what color or color mix represents you best and why? And then they tell you already, people are proud of what they are, what color they say. Oh, I'm very yellow, I'm, really creative, adventure, love for life. Or, I'm more on like the green side. And if you're looking for someone that is red and they tell you they don't resonate with anything here, you immediately know they probably won't be a good fit. You can still screen them and call them if you feel like the experience is good and double check. But this is already a very nice screening tool that usually the people which are red, they will say, yeah, the red really represents me. I love competition. I love this and this. And that way you save your time. And then you basically combine this with the formula, the questionnaire you have, you call them, you set up a first screening interview, you double check, and then you are much more likely to find the right fits. If you have any more questions on this color model, send them to us or send them in the comments and we'll be happy to help you out with that. Now this wraps up in a nutshell the color model. It's super important to understand that, to understand your own tendencies. We also have in the template I just showed a whole section below on how you can adapt your marketing. I didn't show that in more detail, but it shows like for every color that your avatar is, that your audience is, how you would adapt your website, your copy, what words you'd be using, all of that. So if you want the whole module and the whole template plus all this additional bonus info, then comment template below or send me a message and I'll make sure to hook you up with that. If you want more help in hiring the right team members, making your processes more efficient and improving your own and the execution of your team, then go to kilianmarket.com and apply for your free consultation call with me. We can help you scale your agency to over 100K or beyond by making these things more efficient, and we'll come up with a custom game plan for your situation. Then click on subscribe and like of the video if you enjoyed this, and then see you on the next episode.